Well, saying Louisville and bourbonism have something in common. So bourbonism is something we created about 6 years ago when I was running for office. Nobody was really promoting our local food movement and the bourbon industry we have here. 95% of the world's bourbon comes from Kentucky, and the other 5% is counterfeit.
Yeah.
So what we want to do is kind of create an experience like people go to Napa for wine tourism. So bourbonism is bourbon tourism and local food tourism. So you guys are kind of around bourbonism. So the more you study bourbonism, the easier it is to say Louisville, too. But it's a good example of taking some of kind of your authentically strong or unique characteristics and developing commerce around that. So much like Grand Rapids does with the art fair that you guys put on, what Austin is doing with South by right now. So that's what's kind of fun about medium-sized cities around the country is you go and you just discover all these unique attributes that you have to, that you guys are participating with. I guess the Humana New American Play Festival as well, which is the best new plays come out of that. So it's fun to see what kind of cities like this has. Anybody can go to New York and check it out, or LA and check it out. It's kind of find these other jewels in the country right now. So we're kind of at an interesting time in our growth. We've got a lot of buzz in our city. We've got about $10 billion of capital construction going on right now. And so a lot of that is from our economic development strategy, but a lot of it's from our innovation work that we're doing around food and around art, around Don. Oh, there's Don Wenzel just joined us here. Great little Billy. So you guys, I guess, are enjoying you're saying a 21C, is that right?
Yes.
So every city wants a 21C. It's a great example of how entrepreneurs, that's their first 21C there, did an adaptive reuse on what was an old warehouse building. Obviously turned it into a beautiful modern art museum hotel, showcasing their collection. Are you meeting with them at all while they're in town?
Yeah, we went to their house. They were out of town, but good to see. Beautiful.
On the farm?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a beautiful eclectic collection they have there. They had, how many pieces do they have? They have thousands of pieces, which then are populating their 21Cs around the country right now. And then they're also amongst our leaders in our local food movement as well, as is Ramsey over here. So this is a real treat to be with Ramsey and Ronna here. Are you guys still living here? Or?
Sometimes.
Yeah. So they're turning it into your into a private art gallery that we have as well. So Ramsey is one of our great citizens. He's an immigrant from Jerusalem. Best way. He came over here to the University of Kentucky to study and never left. So he's one of our leaders with organic food as well. He's got his own farm, so he's a farmer and a restaurateur and a champion for social justice, so he never sleeps. So thanks for hosting this group here. It's kind of special to have you up here. And just one other thing, one of the artists you're going to be learning about is a guy named Carlos Francisco de Gomez, who is some of his collections here. He's a beautiful example of the power of immigration into our country. Carlos was resettled here in Louisville through Catholic Charities or Kentucky and Refugees Ministries. He took all the money that he had at the time and went immediately to the art store and spent every dollar he had on art supplies. So he could create his art, and he was just confident that people would buy his art. And now he's very well known and progressing quite well in the art world. So it shows you the power of immigration and how much that makes our country. So Mark and I met at South by like 10 days ago, and he said he's coming to
You were part of a great panel of mayors, Mayor Phoenix, Mayor Boston, and you.
Yeah, we were doing a panel on blue cities and red states, which there's a lot of blue cities and red states around. So the different red states are kind of trying to preempt local authority in many ways, and Texas is probably the most extreme example of that. So I was happy to come by and say, let's welcome you guys to town. Looks like you're going to have a lot of fun.
Well, thank you very much.
Welcome to Louisville. Any questions about anything?
Are you a sanctuary city as such? Or do you call it that here?
We call ourselves a welcoming city, which basically has the same attributes, but we don't call ourselves a sanctuary city because, and I've made that decision in conjunction with our refugee community because it puts a target market, honestly.
Yeah, which is
So it's
awesome.
really unneeded.
Can you speak to the compassionate city
Yeah.
designation?
Yeah, so we're for 5 years in a row, the International Model City of Compassion. When I was inaugurated, I said we'd have 3 big values to lead the city: lifelong learning, health, physical, mental, environmental health, and an even more compassionate city. And people really responded to that well. At first they thought it was a little nutty, but when they found out what we're trying to achieve with this is basically a city where everybody's learning all the time, we're healthy, and people are helping lift each other up. And we define compassion as respect for all of our citizens, so their human potential is flourishing and thriving. Or Thomas Merton, if you have time, you should go by at 4th and Muhammad Ali, where he had his epiphany in 1958, where he looked out upon all the citizens and said, if only people could see everybody like this, there'd be no more war, no more anger, no more sorrow. It's just if everybody was walking around shining like the sun. And so it's this concept of interconnectedness and interdependence. We've been a big leader in interfaith activity here for the world as well. So you put Merton together with our interfaith work. Muhammad Ali is from here, and people know Ali as this great athlete, but really he created that platform to be one of the great humanitarians of the 20th century, world messenger of peace for the United Nations, amongst other things. And so I feel it's very important that we talk about compassion, kindness, hospitality, love every day, especially amongst this kind of really fractious political environment where people demonize each other all the time. We're all born with these human values, and we should connect with them first before we want to get into our differences too much. But it's been a really good thing for our city, and it's good for art, it's good for innovation, it's good for business. Companies have relocated here. Computer Share, 1,200 employees. We were competing with Nashville for their regional headquarters. We were out of 40 cities, and they located here. I said, why'd you guys end up selecting Louisville? And they said, we loved your city's focus on compassion. So compassion is good for business, too. So it's something we encourage everybody to talk about. Good. Well, you all enjoy your stay, and if you get into any trouble or anything, let me know. See what we can do.
The mayor said bourbonism, and we went for it.
Well, are you doing any bourbonism while you're here?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Proof. There's this place called Proof. You don't have to drive.
Yeah. Have they taught you how to drink bourbon?
That's tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most people don't know how to drink bourbon, really, and this is a very serious issue here. So, well, you want to drink it more like wine, So most people think you shoot it down like whiskey, but they'll teach you at the bar, to slow down, really experience it a little bit, and keep it in your mouth, and so you'll have good teachers at Proof. But then you'll really, if you don't like bourbon, you'll like bourbon after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thanks so
All right,
much.
welcome to town.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Yeah. No, I know. Yeah. Mayor Adler and Mayor Fischer. That was amazing. And also sort of looking at environmental. And then
Which is fine for most part. So,
right. No, I know.
and also, like a top guard, kind of like hard to have easy to text back and forth and have a conversation. Exactly, we're still basically but it was kind of fun. We kind of conversated with that by